the one who tried to give me some advice how to run this event because he ran several times. And
yeah. And Nick, you'll hate to say that, but Nick has yet to win it. Are you going to throw him a bone because he's a little bit older than you and he's, you know, you've got plenty of time, but Nick is probably...
I'm not the person to ask ahead of, since I haven't won on this track. So.
Edward, you obviously had that strong Manchester Road race and you've been dealing with some injuries. Where are you in your preparation? And I know you've got Nick and you've got several others, Craig Engels in there, Clayton Murphy, and you'll need Kejelcha also in the race. How hard is it to run sub 350?
It's not easier like when you think. It's more hard. It's hard a lot. So I try. You know, when I ran 349, I was like, I don't think I'll be able to break 350. But that time I worked so hard, and preparation you got to be tough mentally and ready to go. But as you say, so I ran Manchester, so I was coming back from injuries. I was a little bit, you know, stronger a little bit, coming back from injuries and training well. But so coming into this meet today, so I think I've been training really well after I get a little bit injury after Manchester, and then after Wanamaker I went back to the altitude training. Probably I took a day off, and then I just rushed into training quickly, and so I got a little bit niggling injury on my knee, on my leg, but I've been running well since that time, and I raced 2 races a couple weeks ago, and everything is coming back slowly, and then I'll be ready this weekend.
And like English and RJ, you're a New Jersey guy, St. Benedict's Prep, so I imagine you're going to get a lot of local support.
Oh yeah, this is like, you know, this is like home for me. You know, I went to school across the street, across the river actually, and then I've been running in Armory for multiple times. I think probably I've done 1,000 laps around the track.
Let me go to Nick. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm doing great. I love being here in New York. It's my 23rd or 24th race here in the Big Apple, so it feels like my second home.
And while we always talk about you being from New Zealand, you're really resident in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And how's your preparation been going for this? And what have you learned over the years about running in this race?
Well, I've been down under in New Zealand for 2 months and then managed to come back to Ann Arbor right as the polar vortex arrived. So that was interesting. But I managed to get outside at -30 for 10 minutes for a jog just to see what it was like. Ajay, you might have needed more than just head warmers for that. But yeah, training's been going pretty good. I can't complain. My body's the healthiest it's been probably since the Rio Olympics. So hasn't quite clicked in races yet. I did a race in Boston 2 weeks ago, and Kejelcha, the Ethiopian guy who trains with Salazar's group, he was a good 4.5 seconds ahead of me, and he's going to be probably the guy to beat tomorrow. But they're asking for faster than world record pace, so there's a good chance that that might catch up to them with 400 to go, and there might be some guys that we can pick off if you run a slightly more calculated race, is a better way to say it. So that's potentially going to be my approach, but I'm excited that it is going to be blazing fast. And this track, it's really tight turns, but it's really steep banks, so you can handle those tight turns fairly well on nice long straightaways. So if you get into the rhythm, the laps tick off so much faster here, and the crowd goes nuts. And I've been privileged to be a part of some pretty exciting finishes here over the years. Just haven't quite had my chest in front the 3 times that I was 2nd or 3rd place.
You've got 2 Olympic medals. You've won the Wanamaker, the 5th Avenue Mile a number of times. All this experience, Nick, and you've had a long career. You ran at the Armory in 2001. You won the high school mile in 4:01:33 then. It's been a wonderful career, and it still goes on. You still seem to me come across as enthusiastic, eager to get into the mix. How?
I'm a very privileged guy. It's been an awesome ride, and first and foremost, I just love putting one foot in front of the other, going for a run. I've had a number of injuries throughout my career, which has helped me appreciate the simplicity of running once you're not able to do it. and then you finally get the all clear to start jogging again, getting out into trails into God's creation. Nothing I love more than going 2 hours in the forests. And then the rest sort of takes care of itself. Once you get fit from doing what I love, the slow running, it's pretty easy to knock off the speed work after that, and then racing is a byproduct of that. So I'm probably at the end of my career where I enjoy the training probably a little bit more than the racing, just because I haven't had quite the same results as past, and I feel a bit more pressure. I'm like, I got to beat these guys. I used to kick their butts, and now they're getting closer. They're passing me now. So yeah, I'm very hungry to sort of get back that sense of success that I had not too long ago at the Rio Olympics. I've just had a number of injuries which have sort of picked up that, and I'm not ready to claim age as being the excuse yet, although I do turn 36 in a couple of months.
Doesn't look that, does he? No. Nick, if you weren't an athlete, what would you be? What do you think you're likely to become?
All through my junior year of high school, all I did was plan out how I was going to become a snowboard bum. Washing dishes, traveling the winter, so I've sort of started planning that out again for when I retire. I'm going to have the endless winter for a couple of years before I enter the real world, but for afterwards, I think, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think the passion that we have as athletes to be both competitive and self-motivated, I think really lends itself, especially for me, to the startup world, whether it be starting a little project myself and seeing if I can make that stick, or jumping in with a small group, a team, trying to make something work. That seems to appeal to that same mentality that I have as an athlete, really just trying to take on the world on my own. Yeah, so that's something I'm sort of looking into, and still got a few more years left here, we'll see.
Edward?
Probably I want to be like a soccer player again, go back to my...
You and Usain Bolt?
Yeah, probably, yeah, because I used to play soccer until I came to the US, and they decided to make me run, so I'll probably go back again to play my soccer.
What position would you play? Would you be in Messi's place?
Mid-center, yeah, I used to be quick in the mid-center, chasing the ball quickly.
Oh, Kante. N'Golo Kante you'd probably be. Yeah. Kate, what about you?
Something in healthcare. Although recently I've been really interested in like disaster management or disaster response. I don't know. I feel like with racing.
Go into politics. Oh, sorry.
Oh gosh, no. More like helping people. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, I'll stop.
These athletes are such fun, aren't they? Oh, we could listen to them forever. Colleen, what about you?
Being in New York is always really special for me because before I became a runner, in high school I had a high school career as a model, and I had an agency here in New York, and I came out fairly often, even during the school year, for jobs and stuff. So, and I always had my mom or my dad come with me, and we'd take a 2-day trip and do a job, and then go back to school. My plaid skirt and collared shirt, back to real life. And it was really fun. I had a great time doing it. And I actually thought that when I graduated high school, I was going to come move to New York and be a full-time model. And then I, started getting calls from schools and opportunities to go to school for free and be a runner and be part of this NCAA thing. And so I decided to go that route instead. And obviously, can't imagine having done it any other way. I'm so glad that I did, and grateful for the experience that I had, but also just so glad that I ended up doing this. But if I wasn't speedy, I would probably have ended up still being in New York, just doing something very, very different than I am now.
They all want to come to New York. They all do. Okay, I've got time to invite you to ask a